If you want to grow, if you want to really change your life, you want to try different things, you have to learn to get out of that comfort zone. As long as you're satisfied with what is, like, I'm fine, I can write on Microsoft Word and type. I don't want to learn InDesign, it's too much for me. It's not something I can use. I don't want to learn to upload it. I don't want to learn to do these things. You'll remain where you are. But I want for everyone to dream really big. You have no idea what you're capable of doing. You watch everybody else. That author that sold 1 million copies, that 38-year-old boy who became Surgeon General, that girl who had such a miserable childhood, who's one of the richest women in the world, Oprah. The woman who was raped at 12 by her uncle, wrote on little bits of paper, and then walked the same path as Malcolm X. You know what I'm talking about.
Give
The
another
poet,
clue.
the
Give
poet,
another clue.
Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou. Look at who she met. Look at who her friends were. She didn't even start off like that. She didn't start off thinking that I'm going to be a world famous author. But she went with the flow and she dreamed big. Some of the best ideas begin in dark garages. Like that of Bill Gates. Dropped out of college and started working in his garage. And he's a household name today. And you'll say, okay, fine, I don't want to be a Bill Gates. I don't want to be. But we'll never amount to anything if we don't learn to get out of our comfort zone. And for me, the most difficult thing is to ask for money. I cannot do any fundraising. Perhaps if I want to learn a lesson and I want to grow, that's what I'll have to do. Because I'd rather die than go and say, can you give me money? I just can't do it. But there are many things I feel like I have grown. 15 years ago, I typed like this. Okay, I still type with 2 fingers, but really fast. Okay, maybe I used 3. I'm not sure if I used 2 or 3 fingers, but I typed really fast. I wrote this book, when The Present a Gift from the Divine. It's a 300-page book, and I wrote it 2 months, 14 to 16 hours a day of writing. I taught myself a lot of things because I had to be a self-published author. And that's a really difficult thing to accept, because the first thing you have to accept is rejection. It's hard, it's really hard when every letter that comes says you're not good enough. This is not, we love your book, but it's not right for us. America is not ready for India, for Indian books, books of Indian background. And you're looking at all these rejections. Say, okay, what am I going to do? The easiest way would be to take that book and put it into a drawer closet and lock it and walk away, right? But if I didn't have a dream of getting that book out, that's what I would have done. I would have probably just never done anything. That and the encouragement I got from my family. Like, do it, try it, go a little step further. So you say, okay, I'll self-publish. Then you discover this is a world you know nothing about. I'm here in my comfort zone. I know how to cook, do that very well. I can fold laundry, I do that very well. I can iron, I do that very well. I can drive to Publix. Those are things that I really enjoy doing, But self-publish, that means I have to learn to type correctly. I have to learn to edit. I have to learn to upload to sites. The word upload itself used to give me the jitters. Every time I saw that you have to like, oh my God. Then you have to find it. And where is it in those files? You go to those files and it's lost. And then suddenly you copied pictures within pictures. And you have files and files of the same pictures. Have any of you done that?
Oh, yeah.
And then you're looking for the picture that you want, but you just can't find it. So every day I would cry. Nobody here to help me. Rajiv's gone to work, husband's gone to work, children are in their own worlds. And you ask them anything, like, how do I set up a Facebook account? God, Mom, you should know this. It's not rocket science. It's like real easy, Learn how to do it, Mom. I'm like, I should have said this to you when you were, asking me for milk. But I didn't. Well, you're not going to get the help. You have to rely on yourself, and it requires getting out of that comfort zone and saying, okay, I'm going to learn this. I'm going to learn how to work this. I'm going to learn, or better yet, I'm going to pay someone $200 to just convert my book into an ebook. I don't have to learn it, right? So we do have choices. But we learn a lot, and a lot comes from it means that you have to break certain barriers. The first book reading I gave, I was not a speaker. I never knew how to speak. I was so terrified that I'll just freeze in front of the audience. I won't know what to say. But then you have a dream. You have that dream, that dream of being the speaker, of sharing the knowledge, of spreading the love. And I think that propels you. And you have to keep getting out of your comfort zone each time. And unless you do that, you're never going to grow. You're just going to remain where you are. And no matter which line you pick, there is learning to be done. There's lots to be learned. It's not going to just come to you. We all have to think of what is right for us, what makes you feel perfect, what makes you feel complete, and go for that. Nobody woke up saying, I want to be a Walmart clerk. That Walmart clerk wants a lot more, dreams of a lot of things. He doodles in his private time, makes these beautiful cartoons, and has never thought that I can make something out of this. Your passion can come to you in so many different ways. There's work, and then there's the passion. And there are very few people that are actually going to find that their passion is their work. Those are the blessed ones, the ones that actually love what they do. That's the best way. Imagine you spend 8, 9, 10 hours a day at work and you love it. What could be better than that, But not all of us have that fortune. Some of us just have to work to earn money. And the way to look at it is that is just to make sure that you can do the other stuff. And the other stuff doesn't have to be just something you do at home. It can become your life force. It can be what you do really well. When you retire, that's what you take up as a full-time job, as a full-time hobby. I know Arun does that. He takes photographs. He takes excellent photographs. And that's his hobby. But he's slowly converting it into a career, profession. And I can see him happily doing this and not worrying about not working, a few years later. But it all requires reinventing yourself, requires this leap from what you're used to. We like order in our lives. We like things the way they are. Get up in the morning, have your coffee, have your breakfast, and then get into the car, listen to NPR, whatever it is. We like things to be in the same way. But that doesn't allow you to grow. Growth is not about doing the same thing again and again. Growth is about testing new waters, trying new things. And you never know where your interest or your talent lies till you try it. And it's a lot of fun to go for salsa dancing, or line dancing, or painting, or bricklaying. I don't know. There are so many things out there that can really be your real talent. We just don't find the time for it. And I have no time. I'm working all the time. And you can work from, day 1 to day 500, and then your life is over, and then what? What would you have achieved? Achievement is not about a bank balance. Achievement is about that inner growth, that inner growth, doing things that makes you aware of your love, your happiness, and sharing that with the whole world. That is the true purpose. And we have to discover it. We have to discover this. 90% of the world will not in this life. They will not. They will pursue what is out there in the world without going inward and seeing what it is that they want. They will get their financial success, but at the end of it, what's going to be left? I don't know. So, have you ever thought of it? Have you ever thought of what makes you that passion or that dream? Do you have any dreams? Any of you?
Travel.
Just to travel?
Just travel, different cultures, different things. Just experience different
And to
things.
move somewhere beyond that? Use the travel for something else?
Well, also in a good way. I mean, doing things for others too. Also, just new adventures.
Well, that would require a lot of money and planning, I guess.
Not always.
No,
I don't think so.
doesn't matter where you travel to.
I'm going to give a harp concert for my friends.
That can be arranged. That can be arranged.
So far, I've played only for myself, and nobody has heard me, except my husband, who has suffered through many countless hours of practice. But that is right now something I would like to do. When I feel ready for it and confident, I will do it.
That's excellent. You do a lot of other things too.
Oh,
You do the beads and the necklaces, and a lot of other things that make you happy. So,
the arts, creative.
so we either like our stuff the way it is, or we want to make a change. Or when things get too much, then life conspires to force us to change. When it's all getting too much and the stress is mounting and it's getting really tough at work, that's when the job is lost. Because the universe has understood that it's time for you to take a break and relax. You're just working too hard. Or at that point, you'll fall sick. You'll fall really sick. When you've really worked a lot, really done a lot of things, the universe will figure out a way to make you step back. So sometimes those changes in your life come because of the forces of the universe, and you take a totally different path. I know a friend of mine who studied, a friend of my daughter's really, who studied to be a businesswoman. She did business and she was working for Accenture and, doing all that good stuff and earning a lot of money. And it was just not working for her. What she liked to do was photograph. Her visa in England ran out, so she had to go back to India. She went back to India, and the money that she got was a pittance for the number of hours she was working. And she developed a back problem. So she quit her job, and she now photographs food. She likes to use her camera. She photographs food. The industry is booming in India. Restaurants coming up at every street corner. She's getting orders like you won't believe it. Just an innovative idea. So life sometimes conspires to put you on another path, to make you do something totally different. And we have to really, to make our lives worthwhile, to sit and think, is how the way things are now in my life, is that what I want? Is everything perfect the way it is? Or is there some longing to be somewhere else, to do something different? And it's good to have that kind of a longing, to search for something, a longing for the truth, a longing for enlightenment. These are good longings to have. A longing for chocolate is not.
That happens when you don't do the other ones.
Yeah. But when you see that everything is, it's not what I want. There is something more, and that thought will occur to you that I know that I am searching for that answer, and I've had that longing for the last 5 years. I think I figured out what it is just maybe a few months ago. I knew exactly what I wanted, but it was a search. What is it? What is it that I'm here for? What is it that I have to do? And then you find it, but you never find it in the noise of the world. While this noise is on in your head, while everything is going on, it's very hard to find that little elusive thing that's your thing. It's only when it gets quiet that it just comes to you. And then you know because it's that aha moment. Wow, this is just what I wanted. Now I need nothing more. Now I can really go about the rest of my life knowing that I've found the reason I was here, the purpose, my true calling. It's natural to me. It feels perfect. And that's how you know it. There's nobody who can tell you that, you were born to do this. Nobody knows but you. Only when you go inside is when you're going to discover what it is you were here for.